Delves are coming to World of Warcraft, and along with more open world content, they'll change the way the game can be played forever. In this video, I'll give an overview of why they're good for the game, and then explore ideas of how they can make them even better. For those still catching up on the news, Delves are a type of open world content that can be played either solo or with a group, but they won't require a queue to jump into. Instead, these are simply found throughout the new areas and feature a number of different challenges outside the normal dungeon and raid formula. Blizzard specifically mentioned things like puzzles, but also that these are a way for the team to really explore new ideas. Not all of these will probably land, but I hope Blizzard continues to try with them until they get them right, instead of scrapping them like they did with some of their other expansion features. What makes Delves so exciting is that they offer a viable alternative way to gear your character instead of the usual methods. The devs seem to have gotten the message about island expeditions and Torghast, so these aren't going to be required content. No soul ash to be found here. This is the kind of content players and myself have been wanting for a long time, and the new direction is extremely promising. It's important to have a feature that can progress your character for solo play, but also let those players join up with others without a formalized group finder. I'm very excited for Delves, and think they're great as they are, but here's a few ideas to make them and world content even better. The first suggestion I have is to build up the World of Warcraft. Put Delves in previous expansion zones. People might argue that it defeats the purpose of being in a new expansion, but I would argue that what's the point of having a whole world if you're not going to use it? They did say we're going back to the Sunwell in the second expansion, and back to Northrend in the third, but why wait till then? The Blue Dragonflight questline in Dragonflight was great, and I'd love to see more reasons to go around the whole of Azeroth. I do think we need a little clarification on a couple things they mentioned. When they call them a seasonal pillar, does that mean they'll have new delves each season? Or will the loot update and move to a higher item level? Or will they go the Guild Wars route and have the War Within delves flex up into Midnight or the Last Titan expansions? The second suggestion I have for delves and world content is to add participation tracking, and I think they could potentially achieve this through difficulty. People hate having players AFK in the event only to show up at the last second to get credit, but I think they should make the content actually difficult. Give them the ability to fail. I don't want to see people parse for delves, but there needs to be a reason for people to actually try in these. If this is a true alternative to dungeons and raids, make people work at it more than just showing up a lot. The last suggestion I have is to make delves a companion to world content rather than a capstone. Now, this one's a little harder to explain, but hear me out. The way Ian explained the way delves work with gearing is that you get keys from other world activities, and those can be used to unlock bonus chests at the end of a run. My conundrum, and I don't want to call it a problem because I don't want to downplay how excited and grateful I am that there's a new alternative to raiding in Mythic Plus, is that delves themselves don't really feel like world content when they're essentially cut off from the world in an instance. Public events, for example, are what I would consider world content, seeing people in the world that you don't necessarily need to party with, combining their efforts to accomplish a greater task. Each iteration we've seen of public events keeps getting better, and what I'm asking for here is to give them an equal treatment to delves, because I think they're also a great idea that just needs a little bit more work. And maybe they'll do that. World activities are in the Great Vault mockup, but I'd like to just have this suggestion out there early, so that there might be time to consider it. We still don't know the full extent of what to expect from delves, and other world content Blizzard might be working on, but I was pleasantly surprised to see so many of the things I wanted to have public events from my last video featured here. This is such an exciting announcement, and I heard a ton of people talking about it on the BlizzCon floor. I can't possibly see this as being a bad thing, especially if they've learned their lessons from the other expansion features. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like these ideas, consider giving the channel a sub or checking me out on Twitch. Thanks.